All right, let's bring in Daryl. Daryl's brought to you by Scheibman Jewelers, Cleveland's premier jewelry store. Hello, Daryl.
Hello, boys.
Daryl, I mean, what the hell, right? And I got somebody, we are running down a former NFL quarterback that might have an explanation about the wristbands, but this is, they looked uninspired. It looked like they were clocking in to do a job they didn't want to do yesterday. I think they've quit on the team. I think they've quit on the coach. I think they've quit on the organization. I think it gives Browns fans every single right to want to quit on this and want something different and want change. Yesterday was just one of the worst performances I think I've ever seen, and that's saying something. And I think that no matter what anybody says when they call in, if they're wanting change, I've told them, I said, I will not stand in your way. I said, that's it. I hold myself to a standard. I don't call all that crap. I like to say to myself, but this is just untenable here, Daryl.
Yeah, we just can't defend the indefensible.
Exactly.
I mean, the fact that Shedeur Sanders took the field with the wrong wristband, I really don't care what the circumstances are. I don't care who's to blame. It's something that just should not happen. It's the Brownsiest thing ever. This is what this franchise has been. This is what, unfortunately, it continues to be. And they don't know how to build a team from ownership on down. God love the Haslams. They spend a ton of money. They want to win more than anybody. They don't know how to do it. They don't know how to hire the right people. And then when the people come in here, they don't know how to build a team. And you're seeing the byproducts of that. And the shame of it is that this is not a team this year that's devoid of talent. There is talent on both sides of the ball. Obviously, more talent on the defensive side. The offensive line has been decimated. You got practice squad guys now having to play significant roles up front. But that organization does not know how to win. They do not know how to build a team. They don't, they talk the big game, but they never produce it for their fans. And I got news for you. Kevin Stefanski's probably going to get fired. It don't matter. I don't think it's going to matter, guys.
Well, I'm at the point now, Daryl, where I think that if one's going to go, they both got to go.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Andrew Berry's the one that saddled him with this. Andrew Berry traded for Jerry Jeudy. Andrew Berry didn't invest in the offensive line. Like, you can't allow just, finally, 6 years in, he drafted a class that's worth something. You can't allow that to overshadow the previous 5 years. He inherited... Coming back to Cleveland, he spent a year in Philadelphia. When he came back to Cleveland, he inherited a team that was ready to win consistently. It was a nice young nucleus. Now, by the time the Browns can get in a position to win, Myles Garrett's going to be out of the prime of his career. Denzel Ward's going to be out of the prime of his career. Joel Bitonio is going to be retired. David Njoku's probably not even going to be here. The original core that was supposed to deliver this sustained success coming out of 1-31 and 4-44, that's gone. You're basically back to square one. You have a very expensive roster. You have an older roster. You have an underperforming roster. Stop me if we've not heard this movie before in regimes gone by. They go for two without having the personnel to execute. Well, that's what the spreadsheet told me to do. So here, Jimmy, please don't fire me. I did what the spreadsheet told me to do. Like, that's not how you play this sport. You have to have a feel. Data is great. Information is great. Your application of it is terrible as an organization. You have no feel. You don't have the personnel to go for 2-point conversions. Okay? I don't care if it says you have a higher win probability if you go for two after scoring that first touchdown down 14 points. Does not matter if you don't have the people to execute it. And that's what they're hiding behind their data. I'm just doing what the data's telling me to do. That's not coaching. That's not sound, solid decision making. So, I'm with you, Ken. Blow everyone out. They all got to go. Start it over again. But I'm here to tell you it's not going to matter. It's just a vicious cycle. I have no trust and faith and belief that anyone in that building knows what it takes to win at the level that's required in the National Football League, in a sport that is built to allow you to to turn your franchises around in rapid fashion and have sustained success. This team can't do it.
Daryl Ruiter joining us. What did you think of Shedeur yesterday?
It's hard to evaluate because he didn't have a whole lot of help. He made a couple really poor decisions, no question about it. 2 of the 3 interceptions absolutely on him. I do like that he's not retreating from the line of scrimmage when he's under pressure. The Bears clearly, and it makes sense because he is a rookie quarterback, and when you looked at the college tape, it told you, apply the pressure, and that's what the Bears did. I think they went in like with a 20 to 30% pressure rate, and yesterday it was about 60%, it felt like. And I like the fact that he's stepping up in the pocket. He's still he's trying to extend the plays without giving up massive chunks of yardage behind the line of scrimmage. He made some throws yesterday. The 2 completions to Isaiah Bond down the field, love those. He can't throw a more perfect ball to Jerry Jeudy than he did. That's not his fault that pass got picked off. Jerry Jeudy just isn't earning his money, and we're basically getting a front row seat as to why Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos couldn't get him out of there fast enough. And hey, here are the Browns. Not only did the Browns trade for this dude, but Andrew Berry couldn't get a contract extension in front of him fast enough.
You called him an energy vampire yesterday.
Yeah, he's had a really awful. I had to watch myself there. He's had a lousy attitude for like the last half and a month, and it has shown up on the field. By the way, did Shedeur bark in his face after that interception because he's the one that messed that up? Because, Jerry doesn't hesitate to bark in everyone else's faces on the sideline. So, yeah, I'm pretty much done with that dude. I really am. I don't. I have to go and look today if they can cut him next year, but I would get him out of that locker room as fast as possible. He doesn't help the team on the field, and I don't think he helps the team off the field.
Daryl Ruiter joining us on the show. It's hard to disagree with you. I thought yesterday, I looked at what the roster was or the depth chart was before the game. I didn't have a great feeling about it. Yeah. I don't think that he's, we're talking about evaluation and things like that. I don't think that he's in a position to be evaluated with any realism whatsoever.
I think that's fair.
Because of that, where he was taken, and you just said, okay, we'll probably get a whole new group in here. And I know the clock is ticking. People they're not liking hearing this. There's a lot of people who are upset with it. But I'm just like, we got to make ourselves comfortable with the idea of taking a quarterback at number 1 or number 2. It's just if they can trade up, they're going to trade up, and you can hem and haw all you want, but we got to make ourselves comfortable with it because there is some good players on the team that will be here next year, and we will still be saying the same thing next year. We'll just have different people to blame next year for all this. So I think we just might as well get ourselves ready because he is not set up for success, and he does not have enough time, and there's not enough invested in him to keep going into next year. They're going to make a change.
Yeah, I agree with you, and it's a shame because I do feel like there is something there with Shedeur. Now, I'm not sitting here and saying that that he's the franchise savior we've all been waiting for, but there is talent there. I mean, he has made some throws here, and on a fairly consistent basis that we're just not used to seeing Browns quarterbacks make. He just doesn't have a good supporting cast around him. And I would like to know what this kid would look like with a healthy offensive line in front of him. I would like to know what this kid looks like with a competent wide receiver room around him, right? Harold Fannin Jr., as much as I love Harold Fannin Jr., big fan, but he's like the safety blanket right now, it feels like. And that's not a criticism of Harold. It's not a criticism of Shedeur. Like, that's just the reality. Like, he's the one guy that Shedeur is comfortable throwing the ball. Like, Jerry Jeudy complaining that he's not getting the ball and he's not getting opportunities. Well, we're starting to see why he's not getting opportunities. Shedeur keeps talking about trust, building trust with guys, and last week was great. The 60-yard touchdown to Jude, that was great. But you got to go out and do it again this week too. You've got to be consistent to earn that trust, and that's not it's not. it's not Shedeur Sanders' job to trust you just because you play the position. You have to earn that trust as well. And Jerry's not done that. So, there's something there, though, with Shedeur. And it's unfortunate that, like you said, Ken, we can't get a true and fair evaluation of this guy right now just because everything's a dumpster fire around him. Again, can't take the field with the right wristband. That's where the Browns, again, whether or not it was on accident, it fell out, whatever the story is, and, this is an organization that never can get their story straight. We hear one thing from a player.
What was the Stefanski answer yesterday?
He's going to get it fixed.
That was as bad as
He's going to get it fixed, Ken. He's going to get it fixed.
No, that would have been better. That would have been better than what happened. I mean, the response. I mean, can we play it for Daryl again? Can we play this for everybody again, please? This is Stefanski when asked about it yesterday.
Early on, was there something wrong with Sanders' wristband?
Yeah, there was a miscommunication early.
They mentioned that you guys had the wrong plays in the wristband on the first 2 drives. Is that accurate?
No. Yeah. There was something. I don't know if the wristband got something on it or whatever it was, but there was we got that fixed pretty quickly.
Holy dear God!
What? No. Someone ran to the locker room and hit print?
I don't know. And I'm
Yeah.
What a terrible answer.
I listen, and again, it goes. Kevin's going to get it fixed, but then he never fixes it, right? I mean, that's the issue. And again, I'm a Kevin Stefanski fan, but I can't defend the indefensible, guys. I can't do it. There's just too many basic mistakes. I think they had 2 penalties and snapped the ball once yesterday. Right out of the gate, special teams gives up another 50-yard return just to start the game. The Bears started their first 2 drives in Browns territory. It should have been. They're lucky it wasn't 14-0 in the blink of an eye. Like it's unexplainable the level of incompetence with this organization, and it's tolerated. That's the thing. It's tolerated. Bubba Ventrone is still employed. It's tolerated.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
It's mind-boggling. And again, I have no faith that the Haslams are going to hire the right people again. How many times have they done this? Right? And no one knows how to build a team in that building. Nobody knows how to build a team in that building from ownership on down. And ownership does everything football operations asks of them. You need heat in the fields? Fine. Here's $2 million. Put some heat in the field so you can go out and practice. Okay? You need a weight room. Here's $2 more million. There's your weight room. Oh, you need a VR center. Okay, here's $2 more million. There's your VR center, so you can do that. Oh, the training rooms are subpar. Well, here's a few more $1 million. There you go. I can't sit here and criticize and blame the Haslams for not supporting the football operation. They're doing everything and anything they can from a financial standpoint to support it and give them the tools they need to win. Just the front office doesn't spend the money well, and, I don't think that the coaching staff is spending the money well either.
Daryl, quickly, what happened to the defense yesterday, and are they all just trying to get Myles Garrett the record?
Yeah, well, I do think everyone's trying to get him the record, and he's, I think, going to get it. They're spent. Wouldn't you be spent? I'm not trying to make excuses for them. They didn't play well, and we'll talk to Jim Schwartz on Thursday, and he'll be asked about having to defend short fields again and say, hey, we didn't do our job. Had to get off the field even with a short field. But I think that those guys on that side of the ball have given everything that they have this season, and it's not nearly close to enough because the offense and special teams is just so god-awful.
Daryl, thank you very much for the time. We'll talk to you Friday.
You bet, guys.
Daryl Ruiter on the show.
He's brought to you by Scheibman Jewelers, Cleveland's premier jewelry store.